All right. My name is Michael Majors, and I'll be presenting about the loft that I built and all the costs and whatnot that went behind it. So, a little introduction how I came up with the idea. So, back when I lived in the fraternity, there was a lot of people living in the fraternity, so you ended up having a roommate in each room. And each room was pretty much designed for two twin-size beds, and there wasn't a whole lot of space for couches or TVs or desks or whatnot, because me and my roommate both had a full-size bed. So they didn't fit in any corner of the room. It'd protrude. There wouldn't be a lot of walking space, and it got really annoying. So how I built this bed, I bought 6 pieces of 2x2x8 pine wood. These guys acted to hold the legs together. They laid perpendicular to the legs to keep them from rocking back and forth. And then I bought 4 2x6x8 pine wood boards to add support to the flat board across, or to basically to build the frame to lay the bed on. And then I bought a 4 4x4 pine wood post. These were 4 foot these were 8 foot tall too. We had to cut them down a little bit to make sure it didn't go too high to the ceiling, so I actually had room to sleep there. And these basically acted like the legs. They held up the bed. And then it's kind of hard to see. And then I bought a 4x8 foot by 3/4 pine wood plywood board. And this was the flat board that laid on the bed, and it kept all the holes covered so the bed didn't fall through. And then a box of nails, some wood glue, and then nuts and bolts to add more support. So the material requirements, there wasn't a whole lot of requirements. The dimensions were 4x8x4. Intended application to hold the bed up. The cost for the board, the woods and the materials I had, was about $150. It must fit the room size. Yeah, the ceiling had an awkward shape to it, so we had to cut some of the boards to where it would fit against the wall. Yeah, there wasn't very many electrical requirements, thermal requirements, environmental requirements. It just had to basically survive in a room that had AC and heat. Yeah. So our material cost estimates, you can see right there, all the boards, woods, glues, nuts, bolts, and nails cost about $137.78. The labor cost, I ended up building it myself, but if I was to hire somebody, because I had a couple buddies help me, 2 others, and it took us about 8 hours to buy all the materials and put it together and whatnot. So I just calculated if 3 of us worked $10 an hour base pay, worked 8 hours, it'd be about $240 to pay them. So our total cost is our material cost, our labor cost, and overhead, which really the only overhead cost was rent to actually live in the room. So it ended up being about $777.78. And here's the bill of materials. See all the parts, the quantities used, and then here's a picture of the final project. And that's it. Oh, and this is where the link's gonna be.